we'd love to hear from you because everybody always thinks that you're Dawn or somebody.
Yeah. And I can tell that age.
Oh, here they are. They stuck to their.
Awesome. Hey.
Hello.
How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can really well.
Well, would you look at that, ladies and gentlemen? We have a female. It is not Don Wells.
Nope. It is not Don Wells.
So, are you from the area of the Wells?
No, I'm not. I actually started talking to Donald early into this.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. And trust me, they know what happened to Summer. They know. Candace is hiding. She's avoiding. Really, people need to be calling Candace out. She knows what happened. She's a lot meaner of a human than we're seeing. I mean, what you guys see is Candace when she's putting on her show of, oh, I'm so kind, I'm the victim. But if you talk to Donald in the evening when Candace is screaming, you're a H, you're a this, you're a that, oh my God, she is off the wall crazy. Truthfully.
So, no, she wasn't in the video with the little girl, hon. She don't live around there. So, when you started talking to Don, how long did you talk with him for?
For months. Matter of fact, the letters, the statements that he was putting out about Summer, I wrote those statements for him, trying to get him to focus on Summer, to start talking about Summer.
Wow.
But you know, he just put them out there and nothing. I mean, he took the credit for the statements, but.
Okay, so when you talked to Don, did he say anything about or suggest anything about him knowing what has happened with Summer?
He said that I think I'm safe because I'm pretty sure because I was at work, right?
Right. Wow.
What do you mean? I mean, if you don't know anything, why would you be worrying about if you're safe or not?
Right. Have you been in touch with TBI with information you have?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Yes, I have. He had a coworker. I was on the phone with him and a coworker where he was working. Because he can't talk to really nobody at home around Candace because Candace is like crazy. She's crazy. She's off the wall. Cusses everybody. She's super mean. For some reason, she's got this fantasy that everybody wants Donald. Okay, Candace, if that makes you feel better about having him, go for it, hon.
Right.
Anyway, he was at work. A coworker had came in. I was on the phone with him, and the coworker came in to talk to him. And next thing I know, the coworker started screaming, "Oh my gosh, what's that smell? What's that smell? Oh my gosh, it smells like death in here."
Oh my God.
For real. And then
so let me pause you for just 1 second. I'm sorry. Do you know where this was? Like what site, town, anything?
It was wherever he was working. It was he had two. It was when he was saying to everyone, "I'm having problems concentrating and doing my work, and I need to be getting my work done." It was during that time.
Do you know the coworker's name by any chance? Did he mention?
No, I don't. But I was going to get off the phone with him so he could talk with whoever came in. And the guy wasn't wanting to talk to him. The guy's like, "I'm out of here." He was running, and Donald was standing there trying to convince him that it was some ranked drywall mud. It was some ranked up drywall mud, and he done poured. I think the guy was, going to try to look around, and Donald's like, "But I done disposed of it outside somewhere." And so the guy couldn't find the nasty drywall mud. But I used to case and base and was around a lot of drywalling and everything. And I can tell now drywall mud does not stink. It don't smell like death.
Right. Now, how long ago was this, if you can recall?
It just doesn't.
Are you there, love?
Oh no, did we lose her?
I mean, there's,
Damn it.
You're buffering, Prayer Garden.
I say,
Okay, I think you're good. Yeah, I think you're good now.
How long ago was that?
it was around 3 or more weeks ago. I say 3 or 4 weeks ago. I called TBI a couple weeks ago, and it was like probably a couple weeks, maybe a week or a couple weeks before that, wherever he was. I know he had moved from one place to another. He was working at this one particular place that he said he had to finish up before he moved to a new place. So it was somewhere in between that.
So TBI is aware of the
nasty smell, and I told him, go talk to the coworker, because the coworker definitely knows he said what I'm saying. He was there. He's the one who was screaming that it smells like death in here.
Yeah.
Seriously. I just thought, because everybody was saying Donald Bass and sewer water and everything. So I'm just thinking it was probably maybe him. I didn't know. And I didn't want to be rude.
Yeah.
But then after I thought about it, and I asked him, told him about True saying that they bathed in sewer water and everything, and he said no, that was a lie, that they had real water and everything at their house. So I just assumed that, okay, well, maybe it wasn't you. So what was it? It needed to be checked out. And also, he's sitting there blaming everyone. Like, he blames everyone for summer. Mr. Dobbs, the red truck, the yellow car, this, that. He's sitting there running you guys around in a circle. He's running you around the bush. It's
now. If I can ask you, do you have like some sort of proof that you have been in contact with Don and you can back up what you're saying? And I'm not trying to say like I don't believe you or anything. It's just that with so many rumors and all this hearsay, it's important to kind of ask these type of questions. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I have plenty of where he's emails, and I have texts on my phone, and I have, yes, but I do not tape record nobody. I'm not going to tape record people.
Right.
Because I don't want to be tape recorded.
Right.
So, I don't believe in that kind of stuff. I wanted to give Donald and Candace the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
Everybody was attacking them. Everybody was being mean to them. And they were going to church. They looked like Christian people and everything, which I'm a Christian myself. And I thought, nobody was supporting them. So, I reached out to Donald. I started talking to him. I started trying to help him. And like the night that he called Mary on the phone and did that prank thing, he calls me up and he gives me Mary's phone number, asks me to call his sister Mary and tell her I'm a police. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I mean, you could go to jail for things like this. I know the law, and you do not ever present yourself as a police officer or anyone in the police force at all.
Right.
And, I didn't for him. Also, I did not like Cher. I did not agree with what he was doing. That's really super mean. But then, I told him, I said, so what do you want? What was you trying to prove, that they're taking you or not? So, he grabbed that and ran with it.
When did you start noticing? When did you start noticing your opinion?
That they're not the good Christian people that they are?
Yeah.
Or they portray themselves to be?
Yeah. How long into it did it take for you to notice that?
Around the time that they made the call to Mary.
Okay.
And I know Donald had the SA charges on him and everything when he was younger, but your past does not defy who you are. You know, we've all had a rough past. If you've been alive on this earth very long, you've had some problems. We all have our problems.
Yeah, but I mean, Jeannie was 5, so it's a little.
I understand.
I understand what you're saying. I'm going to reciprocally agree to disagree.
Can I ask real quick? Sorry, because my daughter was talking. I'm gonna have to rewind and re-listen to this because unfortunately my daughter was like talking to me, begging me to get this dog while you were talking the whole time. So I'm gonna ask you again. How long did you say you were talking to Don?
I've been talking to him for a few months.
Months.
This is the 4th month.
You still talk to him?
I've been talking to him pretty much within a couple of weeks of Summer's disappearance.
Does he know that you're suspicious of him?
He does now.
What's he say? Does he have anything to say about it?
Donald's one of those people that are, you know, he's always the victim. What did I do? What did I say? Or he'll blame it on Candace. You know, for his short fuse and his meanness, he'll act like Candace did it. And Candace is the same way. You know, she'll holler, "You don't know Donnie. You don't know the story. You don't know this. You don't know that." And I'm just saying they're off the wall. They're both.
So did you reach out to him first?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
So have you talked to, you probably already said, have you talked to Candace directly or just heard her in the background and stuff?
Yes, I have talked to Candace directly. And,
really? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Please do tell.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Candace has called me every name of the book and then a few. She's really off the wall. She's mean. You want to go down to where they live and throat punch her if you listen to her very long. She does try to be a little nice. Like she told me that people's been sending her cash cards. Somebody stole $50 off of it though. And she also told me that Summer, the day she came up missing, she was wearing a t-shirt and a pair of shorts.
That's
really?
That's what she told me.
Did she say what color they were?
No, I think she did, but I cannot remember the color.
Now, was this on the phone or through text?
I was on the phone.
Damn.
She was drinking. I was speaking with her. Donald kept giving her the phone. He said, "Sissy, can you please be good friends with Candace? Could you call Candace? Could you talk with Candace?" So, you know, I felt sorry for Candace. I was wanting to be both of their friends, but Candace was one of those people that, you know, I don't know. She's just different. And anyway, I truly assured Candace, you know, I am not looking for anybody's husband or anybody, you know, anybody, period. My husband passed away with cancer, and, you know, that's enough for me. But anyway,
was Don ever like flirtatious with you or claiming to love you, like be in love with you or anything in that nature?
You know what? Donald said he was going to have to divorce Candace and things like that. But to be honest with you, not really, no. I let, you know, if he started to get like off the path, I let him know right away that, you know, when you love someone and they pass away, you just ain't going to care about somebody else like that. You know what I'm saying? And I have my kids and everything. I'm not interested in nothing like that at all with nobody. So, you know.
Has he mentioned anything to you about like, and anything you don't want to answer, just say I prefer not to answer. Like about like the other kids, like why they were taken or anything?
Yeah, because he got all hate up and fell off the bandwagon and he screwed up. And, you know, they were going to take the kids anyway because of, you could see, you know, I'm sorry, but I am upset because, you know, Candace is a stay-at-home mom. She does not have to go out there and work like, a lot of us did. And she doesn't, worrying about, you know how it is to be a parent. You're at work and your mind's constantly worried about your kids and everything. No matter who the babysitter is, you're still freaked out about, you just got to get through your days and you're still worried about your children all the time. But Candace got to be that stay-at-home mom that gets to, be with the kids, clean house, cook, do all the great things, and bake cookies. And look at that place. It's a pigsty. She could have been painting. Yeah. She could have been, instead of buying baits and all the crap, she could have been buying paint. She could have been buying clothes. Do you know all the summer school clothes came from a yard sale?
Wow.
Yeah, her school clothes come from a yard sale. How can you buy weed and liquor and baits and all of these things, but not your child new clothes from a real store?
Right.
And the kids have body lice. They have, scabies.
I'm sorry,
things.
what was that?
Oh, wait, whoa, what? Did they have body lice and scabies? Is that confirmed?
Scabies for sure. Donald said scabies for sure.
Told you guys.
Wow.
Yes.
Told you guys.
How you guys eat that? Stick that in your pipe and
told you. Rose Welsh.
How about that, Rose, you bitch? Sorry. I'm sorry for a garden.
But so Don did confirm scabies then.
Yes, he did.
What about the body lice? You don't know for sure on that?
I'm not for sure on the body lice, but I do know he said scabies.
Jesus
Christ. So they did have that. And I don't know. It's just,
Wow. Thank you so much.
Candace is a super lazy human being that she's a waste of space on this earth, as far as I'm concerned. I don't tell me you're a Christian. Don't portray you're a Christian, because Christians do not drink. We do not take drugs. We do not do anything that, alters or impairs our mind from being able to do, God's work and the work that we need to be doing for others on this earth, especially our own children, our own family.
What about the lie detector?
What made Don confirm the scabies thing to you? Like, how did that come about?
We was talking about the body lice. I said, "Oh, did you hear that they were saying that the kids have body lice and all of this?" And he said scabies. They had scabies.
Oh, yeah. So what about the lie detector? Did he omit to tell you anything about the lie detector test?
He said that when they first went and take the test, Candace was real. That Candace was all nervous and everything, and she just couldn't pass it. And then they had to wait a few days, and Candace had to go back, and she had to take the test again. And that time, he figures, I guess she passed it. But then they wanted her to do what she was at. She was at the police station, and the police station told her, "No, you came out of your driveway twice." And I was on the phone with Donald. When she came back to the car, because he took her there. When she came back to the car, and she told, "Are you there?"
Yes.
Anyway, she told Donald, them effing mother, this calling them names, said that they that she was told them she only went out at once. She's sticking to her story. That's the way it is, and they don't need to be questioning her anymore. She is done with them.
So Candace is refusing to speak with the law enforcement, and is that what you're saying?
After that little bit of thing that went on,
I'm sorry.
I can't say she has not calmed down, but yeah, at that point she was done talking with them. But I do not believe nobody went up. In my opinion, and this is my opinion, nobody went up on 110 Ben Hill Road and stole their child.
Right.
They did not. Nobody kidnapped their child. I'm going to tell you, and not only that, but I have got the timeline down. I went over the timeline, and none of that's making sense either, because Donald's saying the kid got kidnapped at 6:30, and then Candace and them are trying to say 5:30, and then Jody Sue is saying, "Hey, I heard a scream and this at between 4:30 and 4:42."
the Scream thing. When did
And
that
then
come about?
And I told Donald about the Scream, and I told him, I said, it ain't adding up with the timeline. And he's like, yeah, actually it is. And I said, no, Donald, it's not.
So when did he first mention the Scream to you? Was this at the very, very beginning, or was this when Jody Sue came out about it kind of more recently?
No, Jody Sue didn't come out about it. Donald came out about the Scream. He came out on Pierre's show and told about the Scream.
Okay, so was that the first time you heard about it, though? Like, did he mention the Scream from the beginning, or
no? Donald and Candace are little mind players. They like to play with people, like they did Mary, with the little phone call thing. And that's what they're doing to everybody right now with the Dr. Phil show. They're trying to play with everybody, not wanting to give you the information and so forth. That's just something they do. They like doing that because they think that it gets to people, that it gets to you, that it bothers you or whatever. Because when I called him, he was at the Dr. Phil's or at the hotel. And he was like, you can't tell nobody. You can't tell nobody. And I'm like, what have I told people before? And he's like, but you can't say nothing. And then he told me that some woman dressed, that they had to catch the plane, but up at his house. He was going to send me pictures, but Candace said, no. And he said, if Candace wants you to. If she allows it, and he knows Candace ain't gonna allow nothing, so I don't know if it's true or not. It could be a lie.
Is Jody Sue their friend? Do you know if Jody Sue's
That's
friend?
Yeah. And another thing that pissed me off too, because Donald, because when I first started talking to Donald, I kind of thought that maybe Two-Ton Alley took Summer, done something to Summer. And, and so forth. But, and maybe that Hunter and True, my focus was kind of on them because, well, you've seen them. I need to say but anyhow, yeah. And that's
Jody Sue is their friend? You're saying Jody Sue is their friend?
She is. And I'm going to tell you now, her and this guy she calls Baltimore, Mr. Brown. Well, that's what Donald, he lied to me about. He told me that I said it could be somebody that's able to see your house, from your door. And he says, there's a guy, I open my door and there's a neighbor that can see my house. He says, I'm going to stick around because I told him to go to Allie's. If he really believed Allie and them did it, go to their neighborhood, hand out flyers, put up flyers all over the place around there on all the telephone poles, go door to door, because if they had Summer, the neighbors or something may have seen something and they ain't heard about Summer yet. I mean, me being a parent, if I think somebody did it, I'd be crawling through their window and check their house. I mean, personally, that's your kid. I mean, I might want to come out of the way and go through their house. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Police can come and get me, but I'm going through the house.
So, how do you know that? Are you are you explaining how you know for a fact that Jody Sue's their friend? Do you know this for
exactly? Well, see, here's where the lie came in. He told me that he went over to Jody Sue's house, the neighbor's house, is what he's telling me. He said there was a man there laughing and talking about his wife. He said that they had just got back from court and he was going to put his wife in a nut house, threatening her, putting her in a nut house and everything. And she believed him. And, she believed that he could do all these things to her. So she let him have everything and give him a divorce. And he was laughing about it. Donald acted like he kind of admired this guy for his dirtiness and what he done. But then I'm like, wow, and then he started feeling sorry, like he feels sorry for this wife and everything. And that was a dirty thing to do. Once he seen, I wasn't going to be happy about it and admire anybody for something like that at all. And then later I find out that, and I asked him at the time, I said, do you know this man? And he's like, no, but I think he might have did something to my daughter. And I'm like, what?
Really? And he's talking about Baltimore.
Yes, he was. And then I found out later that they were friends and that Candace was taking pictures of Jody Sue's abuse and documenting it and everything. And I guess Jody Sue was listening to some of Candace's BS about Donald and so forth. And yeah, I mean, are they friends? What does that sound like to you?
Yeah, because the screen didn't come out.
The road and ask a stranger to take pictures of your wounds.
Yeah, because the screen thing came out like it didn't come out at the beginning when Summer first went missing. So I always thought that it was weird that was something that was not mentioned.
And Donald also told me that Candace still has the pictures of Jody Sue. Still has those pictures.
Wow. So what about? Thank you so much. Like, wow, I'm so happy you came up. Like, you're answering. I really appreciate this. And, maybe someday if you want to prove stuff and send me some screenshots, it's fine. But right now, I'm just happy that you're up here talking.
Well, I tried to get up on that one guy. His name's something H.
I'm not sure.
Scott H.
Scott H. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're a big.
He was like super mean to me, just super mean to me. Throwed me out.
Probably because he's like super. I think he's really. I love Scott H, but they're very supportive of Jody Sue. So I don't know if that. I don't know. What about?
It wasn't about
Hunter. What about Hunter? Did you ever mention to Dawn that you heard that something about inappropriate relationship with Hunter and Candace? Has that ever come up?
Yes, and Donald, 100%. I'm going to be honest with you. Jose. Yes? Jose, the guy that stayed at their house and everything. Well, we're all women here. And as women, we know that if some man staying at your house and your wife jumps up off the sofa and smacks you around like she did Donald when he got back and so forth, she's, taking up for this man, and Allie done took off, then you can pretty much imagine what already went on there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I mean, a woman ain't going to keep some man around her house for nothing. And because he would have had to leave the same time Allie did. It's like, oh no, if you're a good wife, it's oh no, that man's going with you.
Yeah, right.
You're leaving him here. But if the woman let him stay, then she's got a bed partner. And anyway, it's just the way it is. But no, Donald don't believe that. I mean, Candace has got Donald convinced she's only been with 2 men. The one she had the first kids from, and
okay.
But, that's BS.
So he doesn't believe anything with any inappropriate relationship between her and Hunter. Then he thinks
I think Candace could get caught banging somebody, and Donald would go into denial.
Okay.
That's just the way it is.
And I'm not having anybody else up on panel right now when we have, because we're it gets too crazy. But when Prayer Garden drops, then we have. So yeah, right now I'm not accepting anybody else up on panel. Sorry, guys.
I do have another question for you, Prayer. Has Donald ever talked about Summer to you, like anything, like memories? How we talk about our kids. You know what I mean? Has he ever talked about her to you at all?
Yes.
What has he said, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I'm going to tell you the one thing he told me that, he really loves Summer. And, that was his baby, his pride, his joy. He really, really did love Summer. And I believe that. I believe he did love his daughter. And Donald said that, that he told Summer that she's going to have to start sleeping in her own bed. And Summer said, started crying, and she had crocodile tears in her. Well, he didn't tell me crocodile tears. He said she had tears in her eyes. And she said, but Daddy, I'm scared. I want to sleep with you. And he said that, what do you say to that? And I was like, if you love your kid, you say, hey, jump back here where you can be safe or feel safe. If nothing else, get up and move it after it goes to sleep, for a while. But anyway, when he was on the interview panel, for instance, he told the interview panel he didn't tell that to. He didn't tell the interview panel about Summer being scared. Daddy, I'm scared, because you know why? He knew that he already told the police and everyone about, and probably the interview panel, about the son saying he felt really bad about, Summer wanted him to go in the basement, asked him to go down the basement with her, and he declined. The boy declined. So, what it tells me, you put two and two together, Summer was scared of the basement. She was afraid of that basement. So therefore, when the brother declined her going into the basement, she didn't go down there. She did not go in the basement. She went right back out that door over wherever Candace and Grandma was, and something at that point happened to her. And to be honest with you, me personally, I think she went right back out that door because Candace done had a bad day. Candace had to take her mom to doctor. She had to get up early, which, Candace, she drunken at night and all weeded up. So she was pissed that she had to get up in the morning. She's lazy as hell. She had to go running around. Then she went to Hunter's house to really want to get back with Allie. And then she gets stuck with Hunter, which she didn't want stuck with Hunter. And then she takes Hunter out and, they're running around and everything. And she gets her phone call from Donald. God knows what he wanted or whatever. But anyway, she gets back. She wants to talk to Allie because Allie's up now and everything. And Allie just blows her off into the wind. So she's pissed off. And Hunter obviously costed her some money to run him around and everything. And trust me, Candace is like tight. She, I don't think she don't spend no money on her kids. So you can imagine how she feels about somebody else. But anyway, she gets back home. She's probably having a bad time of everything. And then, she has to help her mom some more. She has to go in the house, pack all that stuff in with the kids and put it away and so forth. And then maybe she did go over there to help her mom a little bit. I don't know, because I'm hearing that's even lies now. I'm not sure. But anyway, I just think she was having a bad day. And I think Summer got under her skin. And it's a possibility that, she beat the hell out of the kid and didn't realize, she killed it.
Did I don't ever mention Summer's favorite toys or movies or?
They said that she really liked that Tangle. That she, the Frozen, and they said that her favorite colors were purple and pink. That's what Candace told me, that her favorite colors were purple and pink. And Donald didn't seem to know a whole lot about.
Right, he didn't even know her age.
He didn't seem to know a lot about, anything when it came to the kids. And to be honest with you, Candace didn't seem to know a lot herself, No.
Did Don ever tell you what kind of meds Grandma was picking up that day?
Oh, good one.
He doesn't know. He has no idea what Grandma was picking up that day. And if he does, he sure to hell ain't going to tell it.
Yeah.
Probably pain meds. I'd say pain medication.
Yeah.
Personally, I think Grandma was a partier just like they was, doing their own thing and whatever.
Was she told to leave? Do you know if she really was told to leave by TBI?
She wasn't told to leave. She packed that ass up and got out of there because she knows whatever came down there, she don't want to be a part of.
Yeah.
That's what Grandma did. I mean,
he didn't mention anything about it though.
He said that she, she started talking about, some stuff to somebody. I don't know. Somebody she started talking to. See, Grandma's gay. And they think whoever she was talking to, she might have got a little likeness for her and and started talking to this woman, which was a YouTuber that told everything on her. And then they tried to lie and say, oh, that wasn't Grandma. That wasn't Grandma. That was her friend, to cover it up. But Donald said, he pretty sure it was her. And that her ass wasn't coming back there and so forth. But Grandma was saying, I ain't coming back anyway, because she knows they're in the hot seat. TBI, FBI, police, everybody else knows what they did. It's just a matter of time. They're going to prison. And that's just the way it is.
So, what about drug use? Did Dawn mention anything about any drugs in their system, like with TBI?
Yeah, they had drugs. That's why the boys got took, because Donald went and snorted cocaine and drank some liquor. And you know what Candace does. Matter of fact, even after the boys were gone, when, you know, a normal mom would have been like immediately, as soon as Summer disappeared or whatever happened, you know, they're up there on 110 Ben Hill Road. A normal mom would have, you know, if you got child services, any normal mom, if child services knocks on the door, you immediately go into, even if your house is spotless, you start cleaning, you get the white glove out, because you know, you're going into over mode. And you know, because you know, this ain't a good thing. That's like the police knocking on your door. You do not want child services upon your property whatsoever. And no, Candace don't care. Let me tell you something before I forget it.
Yes.
She wanted to go to the fair with her TBI friends. I don't remember who they are. They actually called me on the phone.
Wait, Candace wanted to go to the fair with her TBI friend?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's PI.
Okay. I'm like, let me just make sure I heard that correctly. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Continue though, because about what you were saying, because it sounded like.
Thank God for my son. He's in back of me correcting what I'm saying. But anyway, I'm so pissed. I am really pissed because I feel like I got used. But anyway, they wanted to go with their PI friends, whoever these people are, to the fair. And I said, well, and Candace was in bed. Donnie don't want to go. He don't want to go. I don't know why. I want to go to the fair, and I want to have, you know, this and that. It's all about Candace. And Donald, I said, Donald, why don't you go? And while you're there, you could look for Summer, you know, because I had been hearing about the psychics and stuff, you know, talking about Ferris wheels and one thing. I'm like, hey, I would be standing next to that Ferris wheel for weeks.
Right.
But, you know, anyway, I said, why don't you go? You should go, you know, with her and look for Summer. And she said, no, this ain't about her. Oh,
what the heck?
What the heck? Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Because that was my response. Like, what the hell?
Mom. Candace said this isn't like, about Summer. Yeah,
he's like, this is about just me and Donnie. Just me and him. I want, you know.
Oh, wow. So do you think it's possible she's jealous of Summer?
Oh, honey, I'm telling you right now, she's jealous of anything that gets Donald's attention. Anything. A snake got his attention. She cut his head off. Seriously.
Wow. Because a lot of people, you know, have said that there was jealousy between, and maybe that had something to do with. So what was your theory? Did you mention your theory on what happened to her? Did you say that you think that she maybe that Candace accidentally got upset, or she got upset and accidentally did something? Is that what you were
I'm telling you, either Candace killed. I think that either Candace killed, in my opinion, Candace killed little Summer, and then possibly took her down that dog trail, not carried her because she's too fat to carry anything, but she probably drugged that little girl down that dog trail. And then, so nobody would see, because she probably didn't want them, you know, the boys might run out and say, where are you going, Mom? And see their sister in a vehicle or whatever. So it's possible when Jody Sue heard the scream, you know, that was when the little girl got bashed by Mommy there, you know.
Oh, so you believe the scream? You do believe the scream thing?
I do. Okay. I do believe it. I'm not doubting that one lick.
Well, how come it wasn't mentioned for like, you know, a couple months after Summer went missing, or a month or so?
Because maybe Jody Sue was scared to tell. Maybe she was scared. You know, Baltimore is not a good person.
Right.
You know, I don't know. From my understandings, Allie had a little girl also. Donald said that used to come up there a little about Summer's age. He said she's a real pretty little thing. And
Oh
he
my
said
God.
that,
Dawn said she's pretty.
yeah, he said she's a
Okay.
real pretty little thing.
And she was Summer's age, you said?
She's around Summer's age.
Okay.
And he told me that that Allie took this little girl, I guess, and put her into a mental institution or something because she didn't want to take care of her. And I was like, really? But then I found a picture. I don't know if it's one of the boys, and I don't know if it might be Allie's daughter. But the little girl looks about 6 years old, or the boy. I'm not for sure what it is, but I swear to God, they got makeup on. Their hair's cut just like Summers.
Yep.
It's weird. And it's sitting on a bed next to Donald.
And where did you see this at?
It's off of Candace's Facebook.
Okay.
One of her several. Do you know somebody named Dale? Do you know
Yeah,
a
I
lady
do.
named Dale?
Yes, I do.
Can you say
Dale
that?
Terry.
About that?
Yes.
Thank you.
She didn't come up there till later on. She's come up there about a month ago or 6 weeks ago. She came up there by herself and she stayed all night with them. Actually, a couple of nights with them, slept in the boys' bed. Because the boys ain't there, Donald and them let her stay.
And her granddaughter stayed as well.
No, now the granddaughter wasn't with her when she came up there, and she kind of
Okay.
acted like she was scared. I was on the phone with Donald, and Dale was like, "Hello," and she told me her name and her Facebook, and I thought she's just doing this in case she disappeared up there.
Right.
Where would somebody know she was there? So I was nice to her and everything. She's a Christian woman, and with no brains as well. And she's up there, and she spends a couple of days. And Donald, I asked him, I said, who was that woman? When she was there in front of him, he talked nice of her and everything. And then after she had left, he's like, my gosh, we have all kinds of freaking weirdos coming up here, hanging around. And, we finally got rid of her. And but Dale don't know he was talking about her like that.
Wow. So he was calling her a weirdo?
Yeah, he calls all those people.
Wow, because he had a video of her on his Facebook, not really of her, but she was sitting there on a chair where I guess her granddaughter.
Watching her granddaughter swing.
Yes.
And I was hoping to God she didn't take her eyes off of her for even 5 minutes. But anyhow, I wouldn't take myself up there, let alone her. I mean, my grandkid. But anyway, yeah, and then Dale started coming up there and hanging out with them and everything, and cleaning. She cleaned her yard. She helped Donald clean the yard. I don't know what the hell Candace was doing, but she helped Donald clean the yard. Then she went to work with Donald and helped spot the drywall and everything at one location. And then she did something else. Anyway, she's just been, they're using her. And as long as they can use her, they're going to be nice to her, as long as she's. So
they met her through what? Do you know? Like through church or something? Or
No. She actually heard about the case.
Oh, okay.
Heard their address and went up there to their home.
What?
Yeah.
She just showed up herself?
She showed up herself. And I'll tell you another thing. She put all the money in her gas tank. She couldn't even afford no cigarettes. What time she was up there helping them and doing for them. Yeah. And I wish I could have gave her some money to get her some cigarettes or something, but I'm in another state. I'm not anywhere near there. But, this is what she's doing for them. Wow. And, they're users. They're users. It's all about the money. It's all about the money. Donald kept telling me that, the reward money. He was really pissed about that, which I thought it should stay more than 6 months. I thought it should stay more than 6 months.
Yeah. Actually, what was he mad about pertaining to the award money, though?
Just expiring?
He was mad because he felt that, that was donated to Summer and it should become Summer's. It shouldn't go anywhere else. Once they donated to her, it should belong to her. Nobody else.
He was hoping that it would, I don't know how, was he hoping that it would go to him if she came up, if they found her deceased.
If they find Summer, it's not coming to them because they're going to prison.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that it was just a matter of if when the case goes cold and whatever, that the money will be there, and yes, they could possibly get it. Yes. I mean, wherever Summer's body is, they got full confidence that it ain't going to be found. For sure. Wherever it's at. I don't know where it's at.
Does people send the money and stuff?
Oh, yeah. They get gift cards, all kinds of things. I mean, you got a lot of people out there that is, aiding and abetting this.
Yeah.
Because see, what we want to do is we want to believe. We're always hearing about these parents killing their kids, lying, and we would like this one time, we would like to hear, that it wasn't. That their parents are actually innocent, like the little boy that came up missing, and the mother, he was gone for like 3 days, and she's got him back now.
Mm-hmm.
And she was packing in groceries, and he chased the dog away. It was a little Mexican boy. I can't think of his name, but
talking about
but anyway, praise God. Praise God. That's what we want to hear.
Yes.
That's what we want to hear.
So, did Don ever mention Summer being diagnosed with like a learning disability or being on the spectrum or anything to that nature?
Yeah, Donald was diagnosed with I think it's bipolar.
Oh, Donald is? Donald has bipolar?
When he went into prison, they diagnosed him with some kind of mental disorders, and went jail when he was like 17. And also, Candace, I guess, has been diagnosed with something bipolar and some other stuff, I reckon. But they can't get medical care because they don't have no insurance. The kids didn't have no insurance.
Which I don't understand. Why didn't they get Medicaid for the kids? They would have qualified.
Well, that's what Candace was telling me. Here's what Candace told me. That Donald refused to take anything from anybody. That, what he makes working was going to be what came into the household. I don't think that's necessarily the truth, because Donald told me that he gets so much money per foot for what he does. So anyway, he makes a lot of money doing the drywall stuff, right?
Yeah. Right. Glitter wanted to know. Glitter was asking you if you know that if about Summer having any diagnosis, as far as like.
Oh no, Summer was absolutely positively normal. She talked like normal children talk.
Okay.
She was a little hyperactive. Yes, Summer. While everybody else.
How do you know that though? If you don't mind me asking.
Donald told me.
Okay.
He said,
she's just going by what Donald told her. Or
Donald. Yeah, he said that she would, in the church, she just wanted to make her rounds, and Summer was just one of those kids. She's just one of those really social. You can see it in the video. I mean, Donald didn't have to tell me. I mean, you could see it in the church videos where she was going and trying to be the kids' friends, and then she would go, to. I can't think of her name, but the girl in the video.
Oh, Robin.
Robin, yes, she really loved Robin, and and you could tell Summer did that because she wanted attention she wasn't getting at home.
Yeah.
She was not getting, the attention she needed at home. She liked people paying attention to her, and she just wasn't getting it,
So, that house that you mentioned with the bad smell?
Yeah.
You told TBI about that, like, in detail?
What?
Did you tell TBI about that?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Okay.
I did report it.
Were you able to give, like, a location and stuff like that?
No, I was only able to give him a timeline because I know it was right there when he was finishing up and getting ready to, because then he told me he had moved farther out to a new job somewhere else. And I'm not sure if it was the place he just left or the place that he was just starting to work on. But I think it might have been the place he had just left because he was taking his time and he was not really working on it. He was it took 2 weeks, and then there at the end, Candace had to come in, and other people trying to help him to get it done.
Okay, and how long ago was this again? I'm sorry, I just want to write this down.
This was about, I would say it's been at least about 6 weeks.
6
I mean,
weeks.
yeah, it has to be because I called the TBI a couple weeks ago. I think it was, and it was like a couple weeks or more before that. Like I said, I thought they had sewer water and stuff. I mean, you just don't want to believe. You just don't want to believe. You don't want to believe somebody stuck their kid in a wall or the rafters or somewhere in a freaking house. But then again, you know, by the time the house would be destroyed or the walls or what, Donald, how long does, you know, it's like that house is going to be there for 10, 20 years. Wow. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to say real quick because there is less than 10 minutes before the visual, and I just wanted to ask if possible, if you could email me at ziggy333@mail.com afterwards. I'll type it in the chat again. It's ziggy333@mail.com, not Gmail, but mail.com. We'll put it in the chat a few times just let me know it's you, you know, when you email me, if you don't mind. Somebody and you say you'll email me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
thank you. I really appreciate you doing this. I mean, this has been very, very interesting. Somebody wanted to ask, did you ever hear about the birth certificate for Summer, like where she was born or anything? I don't know if you would have heard that, but
Summer was born in Tennessee at 110 Ben Hill Road.
She was born at home?
Not born at home, but I mean, she was born there. So the hospital right around there would have been delivered.
Okay.
What I'm saying is her birth certificate would have the 110 Ben Hill Road address.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what they say is that she was. Has Don ever spoke to you about Cher?
Yes. Yes.
What's he say? I mean, can you share anything? Like, I don't know what particularly, but what's he think about Cher?
Well, I can tell you this. Candace hates Cher. She hates Cher with a passion. She don't like Cher at all. And she don't make no, she's very blunt. On how much she hates Cher. Very blunt.
Yeah.
She hates Cher with a passion. And Donald, he calls Cher a few choice names also. You know, he uses Cher. He don't like her, but he's using her.
Oh, for her platform?
For her platform, exactly. That's who they are. That's what they do. Donald and Candace are two peas in a pot. One's just as bad as the other. They stick together. They do awful things, and they sit there all high, drugged up, sucking down their liquor, thinking it's funny, and it's not. It's not funny. You know, you don't treat humans like that.
Yeah.
You do not treat humans that way at all. I mean, they're horrible people. And Candace is selfish. She's very selfish. She don't care if she gets her boys back. She would, you know what she said? That they went on a 6-month plan with the boys. So they don't have to worry about getting them back for a while. So she's still doing her alcohols, her weed smoking, and all of her partying up. What kind of mother does that? We ain't going to a 6 months plan with my kids, you know. Let's go on get some attorneys in there and get my freaking kids back in the house ASAP.
So she said that basically she doesn't care what she does right now because she has 6 months.
Basically, yes, that's what she's saying.
So they have a chance of getting those kids back, you think?
I hope to God not. I hope to God not.
According to them, they do.
According to, I don't know because I don't know.
Do they visit them? Do they visit them that you know?
Yeah, they do. They have supervised visits. I guess they bring the kids to like,
some location to.
yeah. The last location was Chuck E. Cheese, and let me tell you
Okay.
about this. Donald just bitched about having to drive there to see him.
Are you serious?
I'm not. I am not.
Wow.
God knows my heart. God knows I am telling you the truth. Yeah, he was. He didn't. They didn't even want to be making the drive.
Wow.
Wow.
How long of a drive was it? Don't tell us the exact city, but how long of a drive, I mean, was he complaining about?
It's outside of where they're at. They
So
move the kids outside.
like an hour or something, max?
I know it has to be more than that because I'll
Okay.
tell you why. They didn't get home till really super late. So I say 4 or 5 hours.
And you mentioned the statements before. Now, the statements that you're referring to, Don had a few people on YouTube read statements for him. Were you saying that you wrote those statements that he had people read for him, or?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
You did.
wow.
Okay. Just
Yes.
wanted to clarify that.
So you wrote it. Did he help you go over it, or did you just come up with it all yourself and then he was like, oh, that's good?
Yeah, that's good. I wrote it all myself. I was trying to get him. I thought if I wrote him some statements and get him, focused on Summer, then he would start opening up and talking about her and doing what all the YouTubers and everybody felt that he should be doing. I thought maybe he just needed a little help. You know what I'm saying? But they don't need a little help. What they needed was somebody to give them something to cover up whatever happened. And yeah, this is great. I can put that out there and get these people off my back and off Candace's back. About
we thought it was written too well for it to be.
And then
oops, go ahead. Sorry.
Once I realized the mistake I had made, actually I had gave him other ones. I deleted them so he couldn't use them. But nobody had to tell me what to say. You know what I'm saying?
Right. He shouldn't have had to have somebody help him. I wrote his heart.
Well, see, I know how I would write if something happened to someone that I love. And that's basically what I was putting down, and and he was using it.
What about what he was reading on his YouTube channel? Was that from you, or was that really his?
He's got somebody else writing for him now. Okay. I just want to let you know that there is somebody else. Candace calls it their manager. God.
Now they have a manager, guys.
That came from their manager. Matter of fact, their manager is also at the Dr. Phil show and everything, giving them information, telling them what to say and how to do it.
Oh my God.
Everything, you know what I'm saying? And they put me on a 3-way call. Well, if you want me to come back at a certain time, I could tell you more. I could tell you things.
Oh, I would love you to come back. If you could, can you email me when we get off here?
To see the prayer visual. I'm wanting to see the prayer visual also.
Yeah. So, just one more question because prayer visual 2 minutes, guys. Are the boys, are the boys separated? Do you know?
No, they're not. They're all together.
They're all together according to him?
There's no truth to the older boy being separate from the other boys. No, they're not. All the boys are together.
Okay. All right. Well, can you email me? Ziggy333?
Hold on, let me write it down. At Ziggy333?
Ziggy333. I'll put it in the comments right now.
Okay.
At mail.com. And Ziggy333 at mail.com. Not Gmail, but mail, mail.com.
Okay.
Ziggy333 at mail.com.
I'll definitely email you.
It's in my description of every video. So yeah. So let's go check out the prayer video, guys. Thank you so much, Prayer Gardens. Wow.
Thank you, Prayer Gardens. We really appreciate all the information, and we look forward to talking with you again as well.
Thank you guys for letting me just get some of this off my
chest. Oh, you're very welcome. Anytime.
Just email me. We'll talk when it's good for you. So, all right. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye.
We'll see you soon. All right, bye.